Pop quiz, doubles players. What is the most valuable chunk of real estate on the doubles court? The one that you should prioritize with your partner covering the most. Just think about it for a second. What's the most valuable part of the court, and what should you prioritize covering the most? If you said the middle, congratulations. You've probably taken a lot of lessons. You've probably watched lots of videos. You've probably played lots of matches, just like these players that we're about to look at in a second. One of the things that just shocks me, there's a lot of things that shock me about like tennis culture and patterns in learning and then execution. And this is the big one. Everybody knows they should cover the middle, but nobody actually covers the middle. And I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Just got back from California doing some coaching. Here's a point scenario right here. This player back on the baseline is hitting a shot. This net player is moving towards the middle to try to intercept this ball. And who we're going to focus on is this player over here. Now, just out of the gates, these are all very experienced tennis players. This player is playing 4-0. This player plays lots of 3-5. They've played tons of matches. They've done all the lessons, all the camps, all the academies, all this sort of thing. And so at this moment, if hypothetically this player in black intercepts the ball in the middle of the court, who is responsible for making sure that the middle is guarded? The answer to that is this net player. That's why she's back here around the service line in the first place, to protect against an attack through the middle. Now, here's the critical thing. Watch the timing here of the player in black moving and the player in gray. Where is the player in black moving and where is the player in gray moving? Player in black is moving to try to intercept the ball, and the player in gray is actively moving away from the part of the court that she's supposed to be protecting. So if the player in black does in fact intercept this ball, this player in the green hat is making it easier for the opposing net player to hit the easiest possible target. This has nothing to do with academic understanding, has nothing to do with intelligence, it has nothing to do with knowledge. This is just habits. And I have a theory why this happens, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. But watch this. And by the way, this point right here is immediately after we sat down and did a classroom session about how we're supposed to do this. So that's how deep this habit is of abandoning the middle actively in the most critical point in time when our opposing net player is going to intercept the ball. So watch this. So now this ball does make it past the player in black. So the player in black, now her job is to try to protect against some kind of poach from the other net player. And so ideally, she should be moving back close to the tee because the ball is being hit back into this corner to another baseline player. And now we're going to see the exact same pattern play out. Watch the player in the green hat. She's going to start pushing towards the middle to hopefully intercept the ball in the center and try to pick it off. Fantastic. Love it. Good anticipation here. Again, prior to this, we literally just sat down and did like a 20-minute slow motion presentation of professional players and of amateur players showing the most common mistakes, this is one of them. So this player in black, watch the direction she moves as the player in the green hat goes to intercept the ball. Look, she's moving away from the center, and you can see the shadow of the ball moving right here. Here's the ball up here. So it's going cross court. Player in black doesn't know that it's out of the reach of the player with the green hat. And so she is actively opening this center chunk of court. If the player in the green hat intercepts the ball, she's got a wide open target to hit between the other net player and her partner. And I'll just cut to the chase. This just repeated, and it does repeat. I've been doing this for a long time, and it just repeats over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, hey guys, what are we supposed to cover? And everybody's like, the middle. And then the rally gets started, and everybody in the middle of an exchange back and forth is vacating the middle over and over again. Here's my theory about why this happens. And this is something I've been kind of thinking on for quite a while now. And I need to make a video about it soon. The thing is, in doubles, when you get beat down your alley, that is like the most shameful, like despicable way we've all decided as doubles players, don't you dare get beat down your alley. Go cover your alley. How many times have you been told the first time an opponent beats you down the alley, oh, make sure you go cover your alley? Guess what? You can't be covering the alley and covering the middle at the same time. The court is too big. It's not possible to be in two places at once. And so I think it's just instinctual for players. And by the way, nobody, well, that's not true. I shouldn't say that. I was going to say nobody ever gets shamed for not covering the middle. A good partner will encourage their teammate to go be disruptive in the middle. Go pick off as many balls. Go intercept as many balls as possible, right? But that's not nearly as high of a priority for 95% of tennis players as telling their partner, make sure you don't get beat down your alley. That would be terrible. And so I think the natural tendency for players like this is once they have determined, all right, I can't intercept this ball, rather than be actually concerned about the middle, she's already in the mindset, okay, I need to get ready for the next time the ball goes over here so that I can guard against an alley shot on the next ball. The thing is, when you get beat down your alley, like you can't blame anybody else. Like it's your side of the court. I'm putting that in air quotes because that attitude in a macro sense is terrible. The whole court is both our responsibility. And if you're not operating from that understanding, I'm really going off into a lot of tangents here. I'm sorry. But as long as it's your problem and my problem, you're never going to work together very cohesively. You're never going to be a very effective team. But that's the way everybody approaches doubles. And so the alley is the one place where it's like, oh, shame on you. Like it's your alley. You were supposed to cover it. But if hypothetically this player in the green hat did intercept the ball and the ball did go through the middle, right where the net player is abandoning that most important chunk of court, we can kind of have a discussion. Oh, well, it was your forehand and it was my backhand, so I probably should have been yours. And oh, I'm closer to the net, so maybe I should be taking it. And there's like this little, what's the word? Negotiation that happens. Was it yours? Was it mine? I don't know. It's kind of subjective, right? But the alley is for most players cut and dry. That is your fault. It's your problem. And so much shame gets dealt because of these alley shots that without realizing it, I think the vast majority of tennis players are leaving the middle wide open, repetitive, just every point after point after point after point. And it's such a shame because they know academically that they should cover the middle, and they think based on their experience that they are covering the middle, and they've taken all these lessons and played all these matches, and it's the most basic understood tip in doubles, and so they just assume they're probably doing that pretty well. But I've got news for you. If you're below a 4-5 level, you're probably repeatedly leaving the middle open as the ball travels back and forth. And it makes the game so much easier for your opponents. You're leaving so many opportunities on the table for them. And so I don't have time to get into the step-by-step like prescription here, but today I just wanted to lay this out, tell you about this incredibly widespread problem. And if you'd like kind of step-by-step prescription on how to fix it, just let me know in the comments down below. And I'm thinking about kind of pivoting into a little bit more like tactics and like really practical, strategic kind of focus again, probably mostly on the main channel. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to know the solution to this, so just for today, so here's your homework for today, is start to pay close attention to exactly where you're standing when the ball is behind you. That's what's happening. That's the big mistake both these players are making. They're the net player. The ball is behind them to their baseline partner, and they are abandoning the most important spot on the court way too early. So pay attention to that in your next match, social, league, whatever, tournament. And I'm willing to bet if you're below 4-5 level, you'll be shocked that you have a habit of leaving that space too soon. All right, let me know if you want more step-by-step on this moving forward. Thanks for watching. Keep up the great work in your game. I'll talk to you again soon.